All right, my little designers, let's talk bathrooms today. Today we are going to be talking bathrooms. And with that being said, we need to have the following room size. We want a room that is 6 by 10. That's going to give us about 60 square feet to work with. So go ahead and take your ruler and let's create that room size here. I'm going to go ahead and draw my rectangle so that it is lengthwise. However, you are welcome to do it however is easiest for you, honestly. So I have got my lengthwise room here. Then go ahead and take your ruler and give yourself your outline. Just a reminder, your outline should be no more than half a square larger than the room you have created. If your outline is more than half a square, then you have created a room that is way too thick. There is no reason for our walls to be a foot thick unless we are trying to create an impenetrable barrier, which we are not. All right, with this bathroom, because it is so small, we want to take some space-saving measures. So we are going to learn how to do a new type of door today. It is called a pocket door. This pocket door right here is a unique symbol that we are going to try and replicate today. It should have a hole, the line for the door, and a hole where the door goes. So that might have been a little confusing. Let's do it all together. First thing we're going to do, we're going to decide where we want it. I want my door to be right here. I want my door to be 2.5 squares long. So I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase 2.5 squares worth of my wall. Just like we would create a hole for a regular door that we would place there, we have to create our hole for our pocket door, even though the door itself is inside of the wall. So then I'm going to go ahead and close off my door here. Taking my ruler, I want to find my measurement first. I know that a 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. So I'm going to count 1/4 inches so that I have an equal amount of space. 1, 2, that's 2 squares worth, and then half a square is going to be 2 more little tick marks. Take this ruler, place it just barely inside of your wall, and then draw your line. It should go halfway between your wall and the opening you just created. Let me erase that. Okay, opening you created, wall. Then starting from here, which is the end of your wall, count over 2.5 squares and end your wall right there. Now, with this particular floor plan, we are actually not going to be doing any windows because of the bathroom. So go ahead, take a second, fill in your walls. I'm going to do a really rough fill in. Yours should be neater than this because I need to keep moving to show you guys how to do the furniture. But go ahead and pause the video here and neatly fill your walls all the way in. They should look better than mine because, like I said, this is not a neat fill-in. This is just a rough fill-in so that we can keep moving and you can see where I'm working. All right, when we do a bathroom, we always want to start with our largest piece of furniture, which in this case is a bathtub. I want you to find your template that's labeled house plan template. Then you are looking for, on the side here, an oval, and then your regular tub shape. Find that tub shape. We're going to place it in our top left corner. So I'm going to turn mine sideways. I want to place my tub along this top wall here. So I'm going to use the black outline around my tub symbol to line it up against my wall, the interior walls. Then I'm just going to go ahead and trace off that tub symbol. Because I don't want the tub freestanding, I want it to be a tub that is in the wall. I'm also going to add a line from wall to wall connecting the tub symbol from each wall. Now, tubs are really interesting because the way we've drawn it, it's just a tub. If we want to say that we also want a shower head in there, we need to put an X through it. Please use your ruler for this. It is considered a straight line in interior design. So take your ruler. Go ahead and make an X through just the tub portion of this symbol. Now what we've shown here is we have a tub that's connected to our wall that also has a shower head. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and move on. The next thing that we need to add is our toilet. One thing to remember when we are putting toilets in is that we need space on either side so that we can comfortably use the toilet. Toilets generally need about 18 inches or 1.5 squares worth of space on either side. So same template, go ahead and find your conventional toilet. It should be a rectangle with a circle, okay? Now, I am going to come up here and I'm going to count over 1.5 squares, which puts me here, and that's where I'm going to start my toilet. So I'm going to put my conventional toilet there. And I'm going to line it up along the wall. The black line at the back of this template should be lined up with the wall. Okay? Then go ahead and trace off your rectangle and your circle. The last thing that we need to put in this space is a sink. So same template. Go down a little bit. We're looking for our countertop lavatories right here. Go ahead and go to the third oval in. We are doing the one that says 17 by 20. It has a 20-inch and a 22-inch arrow on either side of it. You are going to take this and line up the top black line with your back wall. Now, I want mine to be I don't want it to be super far out this way, but I don't want it to be right up against the wall either. I'm going to do about half a square, a little bit more, away from my right-hand wall and trace off that oval. Then I need to come in and I need to add my countertop. So I'm just going to use my ruler to do that. Make sure my countertop is 1.5 squares away, roughly from my toilet, and half a square away from the bottom of my sink. Once I've done that, I've completed all of the required furniture in this room. However, if you wanted to go in and add some rectangles or some circles to show that you have got some rugs in there, you are totally welcome to do that. I'm going to grab this rectangle right here, and this is just a random rectangle that I like the size of. And I'm going to label this with a 1. Come over here and label that as a rug. Or you could label it as a bath mat, however you want to do that. And then I've decided that I want to have a circular rug in front of my sink. So I want it to be, yeah, this seems like a good size. You could do another rectangular one, you could do a circular one, you could do a square. It's totally up to you. I'm doing a circle because why not? I'm going to put it right in front of my sink here. Then I'm actually going to label that with the same number because it is still just a rug. Once you've done that, put your name on either the front or the back of this and get it turned in.